Hello Libra, Sun, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Libra, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. So with that being said, Libra, let's get started. How does Libra currently view this relationship? All right, let me grab this one. Okay, so we do have the Knight of Swords, we do have the Five of Swords, and then we also have the Page of Pentacles out here. For some of you, you could be dealing with a Gemini, possibly an Aquarius, maybe even a Virgo. Doesn't necessarily have to be the case, but in regards to how you're currently viewing this relationship, with the Knight of Swords, so the Five of Swords coming out here, this to me kind of feels like an energy of you experiencing a lot of tension and conflict here with someone. Whoever this person is, God, how do I explain them? Well, I want to start off by saying you guys are very different. Let's just start off with that. You guys are very, very different. Like, I feel like with you, it's like you're the type of person that tries your hardest to see things from their perspective, but this is that type of person that doesn't care to see anything from anyone else's perspective but their own. I am getting that. This person does come off to me as somebody who can be extremely argumentative at times. You, on the other hand, not so much. I just feel like you guys are very different. You know what I mean? Very, 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 very different. Okay. I feel like, you know, it's very hard, Libra, for you to have a conversation with this person. It's very hard for you to like reach a common ground with this person. I am definitely getting that, but I feel like it has a lot to do with the way that they are as a person, the way that they choose to like approach moments of adversity with you is basically what I'm getting. Okay. Another thing too, I feel like your way of being really does like bother this person's soul. Like, God, how do I explain it? I feel like the fact that you're like a very calm, cool, and collected person, and they're definitely not, like that really does kind of like bother, you know what I mean? Like their soul, I am definitely getting that. I just feel like the way you tend to approach things are just very different from like the way they tend to approach things, and the way you tend to approach, you know, things truly does bother them. Is basically what I'm getting. You know, because there's so much tension and conflict right now between you and this person, you're just choosing to remain calm, cool, collected, and grounded. And they're choosing to allow their anger to essentially get the best of them. Like, that's one thing that I would say they don't necessarily like. I would say about you is that you tend to remain calm, cool, collected, and grounded while they're over here like spazzing out or crashing out is what people like to say. You know, my child taught me that. I was like, what the fuck does that even mean? Like, anyways, but I feel like that's just kind of what it is, you know, that really does rub this person the wrong way when it comes down to you. I just don't feel like you allow your emotions to get the best of you, you know, like they do. And I think that bothers them, you know, and upsets them. But we have the Ace of Cups and the Temperance card. We also have the Two of Cups, and then we have the Five. You know, this to me feels like two very contradicting energies here, because it's an energy of, listen, Libra, I really don't want to fight with you. I really don't want to argue with you, and then proceeds to fight and argue with you. You see what I mean? It's two very contradicting energies. Clearly something happened here between the two of you that rubbed this person the wrong way, hence the tension and the conflict. So I don't know, maybe you said something, maybe you did something. I don't know. Point is that something happened here that really did rub this person the wrong way, and it seems like they're very angry and upset about it. But I think that their initial approach is going to be, listen, Libra, I really don't want to fight with you. I really don't want to argue with you. I'm just saying, you know, this thing that you did over here, yeah, I really didn't like that. I really didn't appreciate that. And listen, I'm not trying to fight with you, Libra. I'm not trying to argue with you, but you know, like this really did piss me off, and you shouldn't have did this, and you shouldn't have, and then it turns into an argument. It turns into an argument because they turn it into one, if that makes any sense. Like, yeah, it's just two very contradicting energies. It's an energy of, I really don't want to fight with you, Libra, but let's fight. You know what I mean? Okay. There's something about the way that you look at them that really does piss them off. There's something about the way that you look at them that like really does piss this person off. Like when this person, you know, when this person tends to get really angry and upset, you tend to look at them in a particular type of way. How? I don't know, but I keep getting, it's something about the way you look at them that pisses like this person the hell off. Like, I don't know if you look at this person like they're crazy or if they have like 10 heads or whatever the hell's going on your end, but there's something about the way you look at them when they're like arguing with you about something that really does add fuel to this human's fire. How does a Libra okay, we have the Fool, we have the Four of Cups, and then we also have the that's another thing too. I feel like this person's very big on saying whatever it is that they essentially need to say, and not allowing you to say whatever it is that you need to say. To them, it's all about getting their point across. And when you try to get your point across, it's like they either cut you off or they walk away or they just don't want to hear because it just simply doesn't matter. Again, I just kind of feel like the way you tend to approach moments of adversity differs from the way that they tend to approach moments of adversity with you. The respect you give them is not the respect they give you in return, is what I'm gathering. I do feel like you're the way that you plan on moving forward is just gonna furthermore add fuel to this human's fire. I mean, it's already bad enough, right? That here they are arguing with a calm, cool, and collected, grounded individual. And then to make matters worse, there's something about the way that you look at them that just furthermore pisses this person off. And this like And this Four of Cups, Empress to the Fool energy, I think that that's just going to be something else that adds fuel to this human's fire, because it's just an energy of like, can you just stop talking already? Can you just go away already? Can we just wrap this shit up, please? Like, you're just adding fuel to this person's fire, and I don't feel like you mean to add fuel to this person's fire. I think that you can clearly see that this conversation between the two of you is going nowhere, and it's going nowhere fast, and it's escalating, and you don't want it to escalate. So I feel like this is kind of why you're showing up with this energy of, can we just wrap this up? Like, can we just end this right now? Like, can we just stop talking about this right now? Can we just stop? Like, this going nowhere. This going nowhere fast. And to be honest, between you and I feel like there's a million other things that you much rather do with your time than to sit up here and talk to this person. Because I am definitely getting an energy of disinterest when it comes down to whatever it is that they're conveying to you. I'm also getting an energy of, I really don't feel like doing this right now. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to go to Target. I just want to go fucking shopping. Like, I don't want to sit here and argue with you. Like, it has that type of flavor to it, which is, it's just going to further add fuel to this person's fire. Just saying. Just thought I'd throw that out there. But how does this person feel? We have the Seven of Pentacles, we do have the Queen of Pentacles, and then we also have the Ten of Cups. Okay. Well, I'm going to be honest, okay? Which I think that you're 100% right. It does appear to me that this conversation is going absolutely nowhere, and it's going nowhere fast, Libra, which is something that you definitely kind of, we're kind of like suspecting here, that this conversation is going to go nowhere and it's going to go nowhere fast. So let's just kind of wrap this one up here. I think that, by the two of you kind of taking a break from this and revisiting this at a later date as far as this conversation is concerned, I think that the next conversation that you have with this person is going to be, a whole lot better, because it's going to give this person nothing but time to reflect, calm down, things of that nature. And I think that once this person does kind of get that time to kind of reflect, calm down, a conversation will essentially be had yet again about whatever the heck done happened here between the two of you. I just kind of feel like this person doesn't want to be at odds with you. At the end of the day, you're somebody that this person loves. You're somebody that this person cares for, obviously. So no, they don't want to essentially be at odds with you. Like, this is that type of person that truly does hate when there's tension and conflict going on but between the two of you. I just kind of feel like this person fails to realize how they're approaching moments of adversity with you. I don't think this person stops to acknowledge the fact that it's all about them getting their point across, and whatever it is that you have to say in return, it doesn't matter, because all that matters is them getting their point across. And I don't necessarily feel like this person would like it if the tables were essentially turned and you were like that with them. Like, I don't think that they would appreciate you getting your point across, and when it's time for them to get their point across, you either get up and walk away, you either get up and decide to hang up on them, block them, whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, if the roles were reversed, they wouldn't necessarily like and or appreciate this treatment from you. But I don't think that this person stops to think about that, the way that they tend to approach moments of adversity with you, and the way that they go about it. I don't think that they stop to really think about it. Going back to like when we were initially talking about this person at first, where they were harnessing two very conflicting energies. Hey, Libra, listen, I'm not trying to fight with you, Libra. I'm not trying to fight with you, but the intent to fight and argue with you was always in this person's energy. So they had every intentions to fight / argue with you. But they're telling you, hey, Libra, listen, I'm not trying to fight with you. I promise, I'm not trying to fight with you. I'm not trying to get on your bad side, Libra. But listen, with the intent of getting on your bad side, with the intent of arguing with you. But I don't think that they stop to think about that. You see what I mean? Like, none of this truly adds up if they really reflect back on this and really, really think about it. They can't sit here and say that they didn't have any sort of intentions of fighting with you or arguing with you or getting on your bad side when it was in their energy all along. You know what I mean? If they truly dislike being at odds with you, they should eliminate the intent of trying to get on your bad side and or piss you off then. If that makes absolutely any sense. You know what I mean? Like, I think that the things that this person doesn't really add up. Like, to me, psychologically, it just doesn't add up. Because if they don't like being at odds with you, why put themselves in a predicament to then be at odds with you? You know what I mean? Like, if this person wants you to hear them out, why can't they hear you out in return then? Why does your opinion not matter then? Why does what you have to say not matter? Because they want you to hear them out. They want you to respect how they feel. Like, they want all of these things from you that they can't reciprocate back in return, which creates the tension and the conflict, which is the very thing that they hate when it comes down to the two of you, as far as experiencing tension and conflict between the two of you is concerned, because it causes them to feel out of place. It makes it very hard for this person to concentrate and focus on daily tasks because they're too busy thinking about this tension and conflict between the two. None of this is freaking adding up to me psychologically speaking, and I'm trying to make it make sense in my brain, but it just like, my brain's like, nope, that doesn't make sense. You're not going to convince me that 1 + 1 = 3. Nope, that doesn't make sense. Like, it just the things that they do just don't really make sense to me per se. Because it's weird that they hate tension and conflict between the two of you, but then they come at you with the intent to create tension and conflict. How does that freaking make sense? Like, I'm really trying to, I'm going to move on. I'm moving on. I'm not going to try to make this make sense. No, I'm not doing it. Let's go. Let's just move on. Let's just move on. Let's just move on with our lives. We have the Chariot, we have the 4 of Wands, and then we also have the Wheel of Fortune. This is just acting as a double confirmation when this person does take some time to really think and reflect back on everything, and they calm down. I do see the two of you having a conversation and moving past whatever the hell happened here between the two of you. What actions? We have the Judgment card, we got the 8 of Pentacles, and then we also have the Death card. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Tower, we have the Hermit, and then we also have the Hierophant out here. Okay. Okay. In regards to how this person plans on moving forward, this is just, again, acting as a double confirmation, kind of reiterating what I just said to you, right? There's going to come a point in time where this person will resurface back up here for you, wanting to work things out with you, fix or repair things here, with you. But I do see them realizing that something needs to change. something needs to essentially change, and I'm very curious to see what this person thinks needs to essentially change. I'm very curious to see what's going to end up coming out. Do I want to take anything else? I don't want to take anything. I'll just take you real quick. I'll take you on top of that. Let me take this one. Okay, I think I'm good. All right, let's see what this person thinks needs to essentially change here in order for the two of you to avoid another tower moment, because that's what this person is trying to do, right? Is to avoid another tower moment, another fight, another argument. You know, what I really want to see is if they essentially realize where they went wrong, or if what's going to essentially come out is them, you know, thinking and feeling and believing that there's something that you need to change about yourself. So let's just see how this plays out. Tell me more about the Death card. Okay, so we have the Six of Cups. We have the Six of Cups. We got the Magician. That's the problem. You know what? This is unfucking fortunate. You know what I mean? I feel like this person thinks they know what it's going to take to avoid another tower moment. And it does require you to change something about yourself, which I was like kind of like wondering, like, are they going to realize that there's something that they need to change about themselves? Or are they going to turn around and point the finger at you? And sadly enough, we see this person pointing the finger at you. So they simply just don't get it, is basically what I'm getting. It's basically what I'm getting. It's like they're pointing the finger at you like, you know what? The thing is, Libra, is that you're the fucking problem. You're the problem, Libra. You're the problem. You're the problem. But it's like, and this, by the way, they firmly believe that you're the problem in all of this, but it's like, you know, like, I don't know. I guess 1 + 1 really does equal 3 here. And I'm not going to give myself a migraine trying to figure this one out. But we have the Five of Swords and the, you know, you know, how do I explain this? How do I explain this? I don't know if this is somebody that you're romantically involved with or what the case may be, because I'm not entirely sure your relationship to this person. But regardless if it's somebody that you're romantically involved with or not, I do feel like this has a lot to do, like the reason why they are the way that they are has a lot to do with it has a lot to do with like something that they witnessed and or their upbringing. Is what I'm gathering. Like either this person witnessed, and it could, like I said, this could have a lot to do with their upbringing. Like, you know, like I don't know if this person had parents where like one of their parents would turn around and cause so much chaos and fuckery, right, into a person's life, and then turn around and be like, oh my God, but I love you, and you know, like I care about you, and oh my God, I'm so sorry I threw that couch at you. I'm so sorry. You know what I mean? And then everything's good. Everything's great, you know? Everything's peachy. Like it's something like that. Like they either witnessed something like that or they were in a relationship that was like that, but I feel like the way that they are to them is very, very normal. Like we all do this, right? We all throw couches at our significant other and then, oh, come here, I'm so sorry that I did that to you. It's just, I didn't mean to throw the couch at you. I mean, it was just right there. And like, I was just angry, but I mean, I do love you. You know that, right? And it's just like, what the fuck is going on here? You know what I mean? Like, this is very normal to them. Like I don't know. I'm trying to wrap my brain around this to really understand them, but it's hard, you know? I don't know. I feel like when there's too much peace and harmony, I think that it bothers them because they're not used to constantly being in a state of peace and harmony. There has to be a level of fuckery and like toxicity and chaos. And if it's not there, they're gonna create it. You know what I mean? They're gonna create it, but this is normal to them. Like, and I don't know if this has anything to do with this person's upbringing or like a romantic relationship that they person were a part of where it was like that, where, you know, they were dealing with somebody who turned around and, you know, treated them, you know, god awful and spoke to them however which freaking way. And then the next minute, you know, oh, I'm so sorry. And, you know, I love you and I care about you. And like, you know, it's just, and then, you know, 2 days go by and it's just like they're treating that person like crap. And then, you know, 2.5 seconds later, it's just like, oh, but I love you. And like, I feel like this is, I don't know, like I think that this is like a part of their norm. You know what I mean? Like they need to have a level of toxicity into their life. And if it's not currently there present by somebody else creating it, they need to create it. They need to create it. They need to create the tension and the conflict. So, and it's fascinating because when we were looking at the tension and conflict y'all were going through, whatever it is that y'all were going through, with temperance coming out, that's kind of telling me that it didn't have to lead to like a full-blown argument. They took it to that point. They took it to that point. So whatever it is that you guys were arguing about, how do you say that in English? Whatever it is that you guys were arguing about, it was something petty, like, you know, are you gonna take out the trash because I took it out last week? It's your turn, remember, you going to, and then boom, it turns into a full-blown argument when it didn't have to. You know what I mean? Like it really didn't have to, but they took it there because, you know, it's been a while. You know, it's been a while since we argued about something, so today it has to be the day. You know, it has to be the day. You know, when it didn't have to turn into that, they just turned it into that. But yeah, it kind of looks like in the end they're kind of coming down to this conclusion that, you know, Libra, unfortunately, you're the problem, and you know, you gotta change, Libra. You just gotta change. You know what I mean? But I don't think there's anything that you need to change about yourself. I don't think that you are the problem. And if you've been with me for a long time, you already know. If I thought you were the problem, I would have just told you straight up, like, Libra, you're the problem. You gotta kind of work on this, dude. You gotta work on that. Like, but I'm not getting that at all. I don't see how you're the problem at all. Like, you're letting this person get their point across. You're letting this person say whatever it is that they need to essentially say and or get off their chest to you, which is the right thing to do. And when it's your turn to say what you got to say, they don't want to hear it. They don't freaking care what you have to say. Your opinion doesn't matter. What you think doesn't matter. How you feel doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is what they think, what they say, and what they feel. So who really is in the wrong here? And on top of that, we already saw that they came into the situation with this energy of, I'm not trying to argue with you, Libra. I swear I'm not, but hey, look, you know, with the intent to argue with you, because it was in their energy. The intent to argue with you, piss you off and get on your bad side, it was there within their energy. The moment they walked through the door, they were just, you know, more than likely telling you something along the lines of, listen, I'm not here to argue with you, Libra. I swear to God, I'm not. But hey, you know, look, you know, this thing that you did here, I didn't like it. And I think that the way you went about it, like as far as your response was concerned, wasn't really escalating the situation. I guess the way that they were maybe hoping it would, like this person could have told you, like, hey, remember, I told you it's your turn to take out the trash this week. And you probably said something along the lines of, you know what? You're right. It is my, you know what? My bad. I am so sorry. You know what? Let me go do that right now. And then you go off and do it. Boom. Problem fucking solved, right? Nope. No. You know, instead of them just dropping it, but I don't understand. It's like, you knew that it was your turn to take out the trash. Like, why didn't you freaking do it? Like, why do I have to remind you? It's just like, this is fucking so insane. This is beyond me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh my God, this is diabolical. Like, how could you forget? And it really didn't have to get to that point, but they wanted it to get to that point from the start. I just think that your response and your reaction, you know, kind of like prevented the situation from escalating, and because it prevented the situation from escalating, they had to say something else or do something else to just get it to that point where it did escalate. And it did. You know what I mean? So, you know, then there's that, Libra. But yeah, that's what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will see you guys in your next reading.